Good morning, everybody. Kathy Hawk here. Happy Monday again. I love these Mondays. They're one of my favorite times, and I want to thank you in advance, all the people that watch it and comment and write to me, how important that is to me because that's feedback. And you'll see that on the title today, I put, Are you focused? Remember, focus is so important. Am I focused on the worst case scenario or the best case scenario? Gary's blog on Friday, to follow this up after you've had all week to work on it, it talks about here about your perspective. Well, what do we mean by perspective? So, the monkey mind, your real brain, and monkey mind exist together all the time. And monkey mind's job is to keep you safe. So if you, it's the old limbic brain for, recognizing something's dangerous. So you have either fight, flight, or freeze as your choices. The rest of the time, your real mind wants to be busy and focus on something. So busy heads, I know everybody watching probably has one. Busy heads just have, what science has said, 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day running through our head. And what I want to make sure of is that you are choosing what we would call the best case scenario instead of the worst case, which is like future tripping. And it's where you make up all these stories about things that haven't happened. And remember that what you focus on expands. So if you're making up stories like, what if the pandemic doesn't get over? What if I have a bad reaction to the vaccination? What if I choose to not have the vaccination? Is that a wise choice? Actually, that was a pretty above the line question. So what bad could happen to me if I don't have a vaccination card? And like all of that chatter, that mental chatter that goes on about future, and we call it future tripping because it's not something that hasn't happened yet. So the best case scenario is to keep your focus above the line in curiosity. And remember on the clarity, attention, and choice point guide, high noticing, curiosity, very important. So a best case scenario would be, what if I focus on staying healthy? What if I focus on making sure that I trust my choices? What if, do you hear the difference in the curiosity? And that's what's important. Even your whole thought pattern will elevate to what we call above the line thinking. And that is where you want to be. That's the high vibration. So Gary tells a funny story in his Friday email about what he calls perspective pie. And he takes an imaginary circle and he divides it up. You'll read it on Friday. It's fun. He's a really good writer. And he talks about like dividing it into slices. It's like his mental way of stepping around, thinking his way through possibilities and doing it from the positive perspective, doing it from what we call shift. And that's the name of one of our classes. We've got a shift class coming up in May, and I'm going to put the date in the Friday email so that you'll know how to sign up for it. It is absolutely wonderful. And when you learn how to shift, you'll get a copy of the guide and the shift book and all the other things that are so helpful to you when you get stuck in negative thinking and making up stories that aren't going to serve you really well. And that are actually, they're going to serve you negatively. So that's what I want you to think about, is how can I shift? The minute I catch myself with negative thinking, now remember, we call that rapid discovery, whoops, I'm being negative, and then rapid recovery, which is I'm going to shift to something else. So that's what I want you to work on this week. And let me end it here for you so that you've got something to think about all week. And catch yourself if you're under the line. Catch yourself if